you. Well done. Yeah, you can sit down right here. So, yeah, we love this film. It's so full of heart and humor and like humanity, which I really love, and the performances are very charming. It has also won an award, the Grand Jury Award for Best Supporting Performer in a Short Film, which goes to a lot of the cast, to Summer, Sienna, Eric, and Penny.
Okay.
So congratulations. Yeah, I always like to start these Q&A sessions at the same place. Like, where did this project begin, and what were kind of the seeds of it?
My wife passed away a few years ago, and my granddaughters did try to play Matchmaker, and it led to this story. They didn't sneak into a senior dating place, but they were one step away from doing that. And it just gave me a chance to express my emotions about what was going on and everything. And luckily, I have met somebody since then, and that's great. And so that's that.
Congratulations. Yeah. So what was the sort of writing process like to come up with the script?
Well, I am a writer, so I wrote it, and then I rewrote it, and then I rewrote it again, and I gave it to somebody, and they didn't like it, so I disregarded their opinion, and then found somebody who liked it, and I'm dating her now. And it was fairly easy. It was I wanted to make sure the young stars had parts that they could do, and they did great. And I knew Eric from the past, so he was easy to get. And I don't know if you know the actress Penny Johnson-Gerald, who played the love interest. She was a regular on Castle and a bunch of other shows, and she's terrific. So that was great. Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about the Summer and Sienna and how they got involved?
Summer and Sienna are my granddaughters, and so they got the part. They didn't have to read for it, and they've been in acting for quite a while now. So they were terrific, and so it was easy to write for them, and they did it. They knew their lines right from the beginning, and so it was great. They were terrific.
Well, I think for me personally, like, the performances are some of my favorite things in this. Like, it really just lets everybody shine, and children can be notoriously difficult. Like, it's an indie film, they're like, oh, no kids, but you managed to get really fun, charming performances and good comedic timing. So how did you, obviously, like, you have a deep relationship with them, but how did you kind of draw that out on camera?
I threatened them. No. They were actually. It was easy to write for them because I knew them, and I tried to keep the writing towards what I knew that was good for them, and they were great. They were very enthusiastic, and so they were very natural, is what I would have to say. And we didn't have to do much in the editing room for them either. So they were great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, can you tell us a little bit about the process too? Once you had a script and a cast assembled, how did you go about getting the production off the ground, and then what did it look like the amount of days and the size?
It was a fairly, this was about the fourth or fifth short I've done, and it went pretty quickly. We shot it in 2 days, and we got the retirement home from in Woodland Hills. The actor's retirement home was one of our sets. The other set is my daughter's house, so that was easy. The director was terrific. She's on her honeymoon now, or she would be here, and Rachel. And so it was a very easy production. It took a long time because the post-production people were working on a few different projects. It took a while to get it done, but the actual shooting was very smooth and easy, and the music was easy also.
Well, I'm always surprised by what things are and are not difficult on a film set. Like, sometimes things that look very easy are very challenging. So was there anything in here that was very challenging to pull off, and how did you do it?
Well, we made a tactical mistake. It was the first day of daylight savings time, and we didn't realize we had lost an hour, and it got really dark at the end. So we had to do a lot of colorization in the last scene because we were shooting actually in the dark at the scene with Eric and Penny, the last scene on the bench was actually shot at nighttime, and we were very lucky to get it to where it is right now. Yeah, when I first saw it, I said, God, I can't even see them, you know, but it turned out okay.
Yeah. No, I never would have guessed.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so since you've finished this, what has the story of the film been? Like, where's it played?
Oh, we've been in several festivals, and we're still going to go to a few more, and I am now getting ready to go into production on another film. It's a horror film with my two granddaughters again, and that should be fun. So
That's cool. You're really testing their range, huh?
well, I'm ruining their lives. I'm a terrible grandfather. I'm getting them into the business, which is a big mistake. But what the hell? Okay.
Was there any drama about having them say shit a lot?
No. That's based on, that's what kids, what's good is shit was like a naughty word for them to say, which was interesting. But no, this was a common thing around, this led to it. That they'll say it in the house, and my daughter will say, don't say that, and it became a joke, kind of like, so I put it in the script.
My fiance's first word was shit.
Is that right?
I was like, oh no, we have to change things. Well, yeah, do we have any questions from the audience? Yeah, well, up front, start.
Yeah, what would you advise if somebody who has that idea and they wanna, and you make it sound easy, and I know it is not easy, but what advice would you give for somebody with an idea who wants to produce?
Well, first of all, when I make it sound easy, I've been in TV for about the past 35 years, so I kind of know people, what I'm doing, but it's not, the bad part is I didn't go to, I paid for it myself, so, and I'm not advising to do that, but, so that made it a little bit easier. I didn't have to raise the funds and everything, and it wasn't that expensive. Some of the ladies in the senior speed dating were friends of mine. They weren't actors, and and a couple of them also were residents of the actors retirement home, and they did it they did it for free. They wanted to be involved, so that wasn't that expensive. So I don't know what, I'm not a good person to give advice, because I was very lucky to get into the business, and I don't know if it's still the same way these days. Back then, I submitted a spec script and it sold, and I got in, luckily. These days you need an agent for the show to read the spec script. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm lucky I got in when I did. That's all I can say. So I'm not a good person to give advice.
I have one more question before we go back. What was it like filming at the senior center, considering that like everybody there is into the arts? Like,
It's great. And I actually put my name down, so in 10 years I can go there. But it's a great place to shoot. They're very receptive and easy to work with, because they like that the people there get to be part of it and everything. So it was great. Yeah.
That's great. Did we have another question? Yeah, all the way in the back.
You mentioned that you were in the TV business. Would we know anything you wrote? What did I do? Did I get your credits in okay?
Okay. That's the lady I'm dating, by the way. So thank you for the question. I started on the old Bob Newhart show where he was a shrink. I became the head writer on that. I wrote for Taxi, MASH, Maud. I produced The Wonder Years. I wrote for Frasier and The Jeffersons and Sister, and a bunch of. I know. Okay, no. You're right. I'm sorry. Okay, that's it.
We love it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about the most impressive resume I could imagine.
Well, I left out a lot of shows that wouldn't be impressive. But,
Well, that's how you get the good ones.
Yeah.
I'll
Amazing.
tell them about those.
The bad shows, yes.
Cool. Do we have any other questions?
Yes.
Yeah, in the middle.
Your granddaughters did a great job.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask about the hair. Did they have the pink hair, or did they?
No, they loved to dye their hair different ways, and the director happened to come over one day, Rachel, when their hair was red, and she said, "Can we do that for the shoot. So I said, sure, of course. But no, their hair is not really that red. As a matter of fact, that was one of the colorization things because it was really shiny, and we had to spend some time dulling it in the colorization process. Yeah.
Amazing. I think I saw another question. Okay. What was the craziest thing in that career? That's a long career. What was the wildest thing that happened in it?
The craziest thing? I mean, I can't say. I mean, I won't even mention walking into Rodney Dangerfield and him being naked. I'm not gonna talk about that stuff. So I've got no. I was very lucky to start on a show, the Bob Newhart show, with the cast, with Suzanne Plachette and everything was just absolutely wonderful, and it was a great show to start on. So.
Well, it's an amazing piece of work. I think all your writing chops show because there's so much humor and so much heart. So thank you for sharing. I also think it's beautiful that a film about love brought love into your life. So congratulations.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing. All right, and do we have filmmaker some closure with us?